Welcome to the video number 3, and we're starting with Vanilla 28 by Kayali, or Kayali. There are some perfumes that kind of live in the spotlight, and Vanilla 28 is one of those. And I could have said it went viral, which it did, but I think it's a bit past viral now. It's been popular for so long that it kind of became a vanilla staple. Or even, oh my god, I'm about to say it, yes. I'm gonna say it, a modern classic. I think it might be a modern classic now. But seriously, so many people say it's their signature scent. Even more say that it's their favorite layering scent. And it is very, very much loved. So that's why I got it, because I wanted to see if my heart could swell with the same level of adoration. Okay, so similarly to another classic, though by far more established and undisputed, Vanilla 28 gets its name from the 28th variation of its formula. By the way, in case you didn't guess the other perfume, I meant Chanel No. 5, because Coco Chanel chose the 5th sample presented to her. So perhaps Kayali was embracing the grand tradition of numerical titles in the hope of equally stratospheric success. And you know, why not? Crazier things happened, and it worked for Chanel. Not so much for Apollo 13, on the other hand.
Houston, we have a problem.
In some cases it works, in others it doesn't. This is a 50 milliliter bottle. I got it for £73. I feel like it's a mid to high-end fragrance. And I feel like price versus quality, at least for packaging, is very good here. Very unusual box, unusually shaped, sturdy, pretty, and easy to open and close. You can actually use it day to day, that's what I mean. And as I mentioned before, loads of boxes are completely impractical for day to day, and this one I actually do use, and I keep my Vanilla 28 in the box. Right, so the bottle and the spray I feel like it's a good quality if I ever... One sec, just come out, oh, there it is. Anyways, what I'm trying to say here. I like everything here. The bottle, the spray, the box, everything is good. So, nothing but compliments. That's why we're gonna move on to the juice. Top notes, we have vanilla orchid and creamy jasmine. Middle notes, we have vanilla infusion, vanilla Soeurs absolute as well. And I couldn't find any official perfumery standard or documented extraction process called Soeurs absolute. Soeurs means over, extra, or above. So Soeurs absolute could simply mean, you know, extra absolute, a way to suggest it's kind of more intense, more refined vanilla. So I'm personally fairly sure it's a made-up name rather than a new extraction method. If it is a real thing and you know something about it, please, please, please tell me about it in the comments. Hopefully with a lot of impeccable manners and kindness. Don't shout at me, please. Thank you. Okay, back to the pyramid. So in the heart we also have tonka bean. And in the base notes we have vanilla orchid, tonka absolute, amber woods, musk, and brown sugar. As you might know, note pyramids are just a marketing tool. But if you ask me, this one is a bit busy. So we've got vanilla orchid in the top and in the base. So might as well put it in the middle then, unless it needs a lunch break or something. Don't know, didn't get that. In the heart we have vanilla Soeurs absolute and vanilla infusion. Both sound impressive, but first one, I'm not sure it's an actual extraction method. But if you know something about it, do let me know. And the other one, the infusion, it's not the most specific or technically precise term in the field of perfumery. So it basically could mean literally any extraction method. So I was left a bit confused.
What am I looking at?
Then there is tonka absolute and tonka bean listed separately. Kind of same thing, just one is an extraction method and the other is an ingredient. So unless there's like a single tonka bean floating in the bottle like some sort of gourmand tequila worm, I'm not sure why they're separate. But hey, the message is loud and clear. Look, there's a vanilla. So in terms of smell, if you're expecting a vanilla cupcake, sorry, but no. This is a grown-up vanilla. because it's boozy, it's ambery, this perfume dripping with brown sugar and vanilla, and rounded out with like a plum-like fruitiness that's not exactly refreshing, but it's rather like a lovely plum liqueur. Like it's boozy and slightly tangy. On the internet, Vanilla 28 is hailed as definite compliment getter.
Walter, what's that awful smell?
Oh, it's that cologne you gave me for Christmas.
Oh, it's lovely, isn't it?
And I didn't get any. But, you know, maybe it's because of all of this gorgeousness. Renders people speechless sometimes. Though, when I showed it to a few friends of mine, they wanted a decant. So, technically, it was complimented, but only once it had been removed from my person.
Give me that. Ooh.
Right, it's time for...
Non expert panel, non expert panel, non expert panel, non expert panel.
Does this perfume change between the initial spray and when it's had time to settle?
Yes, there is a difference.
This reminds me of Harrods.
Oh.
That very different when it's fresh.
Oh gosh, they're very different.
Well, so it opens up fresher and bolder and fruitier, and then it settles into more kind of powdery soft vanilla with just a little bit less fruitiness. Is it masculine, feminine, or unisex?
I think it's feminine.
This is masculine. I cannot get out the men's department of Harrods.
Feminine.
Okay, I'll explain. So Ulrich went to Harrods 20 years ago and still hasn't quite recovered.
No, he hasn't completely recovered from a rather severe shock.
In my opinion, though, I think it's perfectly unisex. But I see how it might be leaning a bit feminine for some due to kind of fruity sweetness. It is too soft to be considered classically male, but a man wearing it would smell very delicious and confident. Is it a gourmand perfume?
No, it doesn't.
No.
No.
Not quite a dessert in a bottle, no, but it does smell like a plum liqueur with a generous splash of vanilla. So yes, I'd still call it a gourmand, but more of a digestif than a pudding. Is this perfume trendy, timeless, or vintage?
Timeless.
Timeless.
Trendy.
It smells timeless to me. Is it vanilla forward?
No.
No, it's not.
It's not vanilla forward, okay.
No.
Do you detect
Yes, no, it is. I've changed my mind. Gosh, I'm being really indecisive. Yes, it is. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. I can smell a lot of vanilla. Judging by reviews online, the majority of people find it very much vanilla forward, but there are plenty of people who think it's not noticeable behind stronger musk or amber notes. Do you think this perfume is affordable, mid-range, or luxury?
I think it's mid-range.
I think this could be luxury.
Mid-range.
Some perfumes instantly trigger my, haha, this smells expensive alarm. This one doesn't. It smells very, very good, but it's more of a mid-range kind of good. Is it suitable for the office?
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. Probably don't do 10 sprays of it, but it's not a beast-made perfume. It doesn't have a massive sillage. It will not announce your arrival to the whole office. It is pleasant and it is inoffensive. Which season does it belong to, if any?
Maybe winter?
Probably all year round.
Spring, summer.
Cooler seasons suited best. Autumn, winter, spring, which is in the UK basically, covers most of the year, minus a couple of weeks where Britain briefly turns into hell's waiting room without air conditioning. But, you know, 350 days a year in the UK, give or take. On to the notes and descriptions. Brown sugar.
No.
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 I can definitely smell something that reminds me of brown sugar. Though my panel did not smell anything like that, so it's a nice reminder that perfume is never one size fits all. And in this case, it's 3 against 1. So I smell it, they don't. Tonka bean.
Little bit.
No.
No.
Yes, absolutely I can smell tonka bean, which takes us to 50-50, and the overall answer for you of possibly. Floral.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a bit of floral in there.
Yes.
Technically it has floral notes, but I can't quite isolate them for myself. So I guess it's more of a no from me. However, my panel said yes, which might actually be more useful since strangers will be smelling you blind too. Amber.
It is a warm smell. Yeah.
Yeah, a bit of warm pine.
No.
Yes. Musk.
Slightly.
No.
No.
I don't think it's very musky, but it's definitely there. Patchouli.
No.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
No.
I'm sure it's there, and I'm sure it does something for the overall composition, but yeah, I can't really detect it. Plum.
No.
No.
Yeah, plum jam.
Yes, absolutely. That was my immediate thought when I tested it for the first time. Plums. I smell plum booziness. Play-Doh.
No.
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 No. Boozy.
Yes, slightly.
Yeah.
No.
Yes. Sour.
No.
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 I would say yes, it has this little bit of fruity sourness. Clove.
Very, very faintly.
No.
No.
So my brain takes me somewhere into the realm of mulled wine with it, so maybe yes. Opinions and positions.
I'm going, at the moment I'm going number 2.
I'm going to put that at the top. Yeah, first for now.
I do really like Vanilla 28, but it didn't quite steal my heart. I actually like it more on men, where it comes across as, quietly sexy. While on women, I perceive it as more cozy. It's one of those perfumes that almost everybody enjoys, and I get why it's so popular with layering as well. That's its real strength, really. It's not a main character perfume, but it's versatile, it's likable to almost anyone. The potential downside of it is performance. I can't say it's really bad, but it's average. It feels like most people wish it was stronger, on the performance front. So on my skin, it lasts about 3 to 4 hours, and on fabric, maybe 12, 24 if you're really, really sniffing for it. Sillage is soft and intimate, sitting kind of close to skin. So I'd say it's hug distance. Can be slightly better if you overspray, but I kind of doubt showering it was the tip you came here for.
This is worse than the time the raccoon got in the copier!
Like everyone else, I really, really like it. It's not a grand romance, more of a cozy companionship here. Steady, dependable, and sometimes, those relationships, they last longer. So it's a solid second place from me. Same, I think, for Judy, it's a second place. Ulrich placed it in first. It is a grand romance for him. And Sarah placed it in third place. So very impressive performance. Right, next up we have Vanilla Milk by Ellis Brooklyn, and on the official website it is described as delicious yet sophisticated, faceted yet smooth. Vanilla Milk is a fragrance of paradoxes. Vanilla Milk uses 2 types of vanilla extracts, a touch of florals, delectable cocoa shell, rich amaris, and a creamy milk accord. Vanilla Milk is specially created to wear the best on skin. The scent is designed to get better with your own body heat and chemistry. So, it is described as a fragrance of paradoxes, and if you read the comment section, boy, it is. It is so incredibly divisive. Does it smell like a rancid cereal milk, plastic doll, and vomit? Or does it smell like a cozy, delicious vanilla milkshake? So naturally, I had to find out. So that is the reason why I included it in the lineup. Okay, let's look at it. This is a 50 milliliter bottle. I got it for £126. So it seems to belong to the kind of a mid-range and almost niche category. It is not exactly drugstore, and yet it's not designer mainstream, and it's not a high-end luxury either. It's kind of hard to categorize actually, a bit like a 70s Jell-O salad. Right, the packaging. It's pitched as eco-conscious, lighter glass, recyclable cartons, no cellophane. Basically, it's vanilla with a conscience. And from that point of view, I think that's great. They've also added not so eco-friendly magnetic cap, which completely stole my attention from the design, which is probably for the best because I don't quite like it. But, you know, let's move on. The official notes. Top notes, we have creamy milk accord, frangipani and peony rose. Mid notes, we have bourbon vanilla bean, Madagascar vanilla bean extract and upcycled cocoa shell extract. And in the base notes, we have benzene resinoid, amyris, sandalwood and musk. One of the middle notes here is upcycled cocoa shell, which basically means they've taken discarded shells from the chocolate industry and repurposed them into a fragrance material. Basically, one person's trash is another person's treasure. Now to the confusing part. Bourbon vanilla and Madagascar vanilla. So bourbon vanilla and Madagascar vanilla typically refer to the same thing. So bourbon is a historical descriptor. So vanilla plantations outside of Mexico started on the island of Reunion, which used to be called Ile Bourbon, something like that. And Madagascar is a geographical one. So both refer to vanilla from Vanilla planifolia species from the same region, and they're essentially interchangeable. So I'm not entirely sure why they use them separately. Maybe because they didn't want to burden us with details of extraction methods, which I think is exactly what happened, but without that extra information, it sounds just like they said the same thing twice.
Huh?
I'm slightly biased because this perfume really reminds me of buckwheat porridge with milk. It is something all Eastern European children like me grew up with, so immediately I found it so comforting. To me it smells of like, you know, lightly roasted buckwheat, milk with a bit of vanilla, a tiny bit of something floral, and if I smell it on the blotter there is something soapy about it too, but it doesn't come through on my skin. So I interpret vanilla milk as the scent of comfort, a smell I would find very hard to dislike. Also, my British husband, who did not grow up with buckwheat but knows the smell because I cook it every now and again, agreed that it smells very similar. Congratulations, vanilla milk, you're a porridge. And that means we need the help of...
Non expert panel, non expert panel, non expert panel, non expert panel.
Does this perfume change between the initial spray and when it's had time to settle?
Huge difference. All the other ones I preferred when it settles. It smells more chemically.
I don't like it when it's new. And that's like warm wood.
Wow.
So it opens up so much bigger. It has this roasted element, it's way more pronounced in the beginning, but also there is something that reminds me of, I don't know, nail salons? It's like this little kick of maybe nail remover or something like that, but that kind of goes quite quickly and then it settles into something much more milky and slightly soapy if I test it on the blotter. Is it masculine, feminine or unisex?
Masculine, I think.
Smells of sort of wood that's been left out in the sun. So I would say unisex.
Unisex.
It's unisex. Is it a gourmand perfume?
No.
No, it smells of how I imagine that wood would be without any finish on it out in the sun.
No.
To me, it is a gourmand. And yeah, no, everyone else on the panel said no. And I'm thinking here, are they being rude about my favourite porridge then?
Shame on you guys.
Is this perfume trendy, timeless or vintage?
Trendy.
Timeless.
Trendy.
It's probably unusual enough to be trendy. Is it vanilla forward?
No.
I wouldn't know it had vanilla in it.
No.
Yes, but in a very, very soft way. It's not kind of jumping at you. Vanilla here does its almost invisible work the way it does in custard. Do you think this perfume is affordable, mid-range or luxury?
Affordable.
It's subtle, so mid-range.
Luxury.
I think I would interpret it as mid-range. Is it suitable for the office?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's subtle.
No.
Right, so with the amount of negative reviews out there for vanilla milk, I would be on the cautious side and say no. Which season does it belong to, if any?
Any season.
I think it's got to be winter months again.
Any.
I personally enjoyed it most in autumn, winter months. Right, on to the notes and descriptions. Let's start with frangipani.
No.
No.
No, nothing tropical.
So I'm not gonna lie, I can't detect it, so I think it's a no from me. Milky or lactonic?
No.
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 I think it's a perfect illustration of what context can do for us. I knew it had a milk accord, so my brain either actually found it or convinced me it's there. But either way, it's 3 against 1, and I will insist on the presence of milk in the perfume called vanilla milk. Floral.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
No.
Yes, there is something vaguely floral about it. Cocoa.
Yeah, I can smell cocoa as well.
No.
No.
I think what's happening here, I might be interpreting this upcycled cocoa shell extract as buckwheat. So maybe yes. Coconut.
Coconut. I can smell coconut.
It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
A little bit.
Maybe a hint of coconut.
No, I can't smell any. Musk.
Yeah, it has got musk in it. Yeah, musky.
Like
A little bit. A little bit. Yeah. Little bit.
No.
Yes, just a smidge, but yes. Woody.
Yeah, slightly. Yeah, it is slightly woody.
Well, it smells of wood, so let's go with that. Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
It's kind of a creamy woody, not pencil shavings, but essentially yes. Buckwheat porridge.
It has got some of that in it.
No.
A hint?
Yes, they were smelling buckwheat porridge there. The lengths I go. And you already know that I do think it smells like buckwheat porridge. Breast milk.
No.
Have you ever?
No.
I can't say I can recall what that smells like, but I'd say no.
A few reviews mentioned it. I had only limited exposure to breast milk in my life, so to the best of my knowledge, no. Cardamom.
No.
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 There is something that hits the nose in the same way as cardamom, so I'm more inclined to say yes. Sour.
Slightly.
No.
No.
I'd say no. Hot or burnt plastic?
Yes, it does.
No.
Yes.
No, not to me. So with the panel, it makes it 50-50. But vanilla milk is a fragrance of paradoxes. So, as promised, by the way, that was a popular comparison in the reviews. Loads of people smell plastic in this perfume. Play-Doh?
No.
A little bit.
No.
No. Barbie doll dipped in vanilla milkshake?
I know exactly. Yeah, there is a sort of dull, plasticky. Yeah.
I can sort of understand the Barbie doll sort of smell. So possibly.
Possibly. Maybe. Some plastic dipped in a bit of vanilla.
Yeah, real review there. I did not make it up. Fascinating though, that everyone on the panel knew exactly what that person meant. I personally do not find it plasticky, but as you know, my brain leans towards porridge, not plastic. Rancid milk.
No.
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 No. Baby vomit.
Slightly.
No.
That was another popular comparison, and I kind of know what people mean, though I probably wouldn't say so personally, but I can see why someone might smell it like that. Opinions and positions.
No, I'm going to place it here.
I think I'm going to put it number 3.
I do like vanilla milk because of its positive associations it brings me. And I do love the very warm, cozy dry down it has. And actually, I do wear it mostly in autumn, winter, at home for myself. I wear it a few times out, but it doesn't quite click, well, at least in my head, with my social self. And by the way, if you're wondering how it performed in public, it didn't get any compliments. But I think that's more down to its performance. It is a quiet perfume. It doesn't project much, especially if it has to compete with loads of other smells in the air. Longevity is also modest. I stopped noticing it after 3-4 hours on skin, maybe 5 on clothes, but it goes quite quickly. On the blotter, it lasts much longer, about 12 hours, but that's not really the kind of longevity that matters to us, is it? So, Judy placed it in number 7, Ulrich liked it much better and placed it in number 3, but Sarah's list of nightmare perfumes keeps growing. So reshuffling had to happen to place vanilla milk in number 8. And I personally, I like it, so as Ulrich I will place it in number 3. What do we have next is Vanilla Powder by Matiere Premiere, and it is our first Beast Mode perfume. And I have a lot to tell you about it. First of all, it went viral, so I kind of noticed it caught my attention, and I started researching. And it is a genuinely exciting brand and perfume itself. Let's start with a few words about the company. Matiere Premiere, founded in 2019 by perfumer Olivier Gouchard, so quite recently, and this guy, he's not new to perfume. He is a 7th generation perfumer from Grasse. 7th. Crazy. I can't even account for 3 generations of anybody in my family. Gouchard, he worked for years in Givaudan and made perfumes for companies like Gucci, Narciso Rodriguez, Versace, Mugler, the list is long. Then in 2016, he started growing his own flowers and built a brand around it, so kind of farm to fragrance, literally, which is a very rare thing in the perfumery world. So Matiere Premiere means raw material in French. The idea is that each perfume spotlights a single star ingredient, and in this case we have vanilla as the star ingredient. Okay, let's look at it. So this is a 50 milliliter bottle and I got it for £165. A bit better than Tom Ford, but still, ouchie on the wallet. The packaging. It's very minimalist, but it's a very good quality, by the way. So what we have here. Very heavy glass. Unfortunately, no magnet. But still good, very tight lid. The sticker here is vinyl. Looks very expensive, and I feel like the design itself of the box, the bottle, it reinforces the clean, ingredient-driven identity of the brand. So basically, what I mean by that is very serious.
But do not joke.
The box is a white lab coat, kind of simple, not much else to add, but it's fully recyclable. You won't find Note Pyramid on the official website, which is fair enough. Matiere Premiere uses olfactory description instead as their marketing tool, and I find it quite refreshing, to be honest. But we also made a Note Pyramid, which we took from Fragrantica, for kind of better visuals, which we're going to show you while I'm reading the official description.
A sophisticated take on vanilla, diffusing like a bright soft cloud. I contrasted dark vanilla absolute with an overdose of modern white perfumer powders, as if the vanilla bean had been painted white. Palo Santo oil brings structure and verticality. The addictive character of vanilla is reinforced by coconut powder. White musks envelop the vanilla, and powders for a contemporary, luminous perfume.
What's unusual about vanilla powder, which clue in the name, is that more than 40% of it is made with powders. Woody ones like oak moss and ambroxanite, ambery ones like ambraxan, and vanilla-based ones like ethyl vanillin and vanillin. And normally perfumes rely on liquid extracts and oils. And powders are tricky to use because they don't dissolve as easily. So balancing them takes a real skill. And using 40% of them is real skill. The result is a perfume, this one, that feels airy and floating with an elegant freshness you don't usually get in vanilla scents. And also it creates this ultra diffusive fragrance. It has a killer sillage.
You're not going anywhere.
And crazy longevity, which is super impressive for, better or worse. So for me, this perfume was love from first sniff.
It's love, it's love, it's love, 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 love.
But I am aware that there are a lot of people out there who do not share my enthusiasm. But I love how unusual it is. I love the initial freshness of it that has this little cucumbery tinge to it, and I love the woody, sweaty dry down. I just have zero issues with this perfume. Like, I love everything. And vanilla in it is very airy, it's not smoky, it's not overly sweet, it's very transparent and luminous. To me it feels like vanilla reimagined. Familiar yet stripped back, almost like it's floating in light, and then it settles down and becomes your second skin, with the help of all the musks in it. Oh, I love it. Okay, I've confessed my undying love here. Let's find out if others agree with me. And it's time for...
Non expert panel, non expert panel, non expert panel, non expert panel.
Does this perfume change between the initial spray and when it's had time to settle?
Oh! This is 15 minutes.
Yeah. Sorry.
And that's newer. I like that. I don't like that.
Oh, I don't like this one. It's better when it's new.
They smell very similar.
This one changes the most out of all the perfumes we looked at so far. So it opens fresh and airy and it has something that reminds me of like cucumber and freshly opened coconut. Though, after the opening, when it settles down slightly, it goes much sweeter and heavier and almost a bit sweaty actually. So there's a big difference. Is it masculine, feminine, or unisex?
I think it's a masculine perfume.
I just don't like it, so I don't know.
Nobody should buy it, fine.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Unisex.
I feel like Warwick is not exactly joining me on my vanilla powder love story here. He's more in the strongly worded complaint letter phase, isn't he?
I would like to speak to your manager.
Well, going back to the question, I think it's unisex. Is it a gourmand perfume?
No. No, I don't.
No.
No.
If it is a gourmand, it's the sort you need your waiter to explain.
As Beshy's mother would say, manja.
Is this perfume trendy, timeless, or vintage?
Vintage.
I'm only saying vintage because it sort of smells old.
Vintage.
It smells modern to me, maybe because I'm conditioned to smell it that way. Don't know, I'm not sure. But that's the point. My non-expert panel came with no preconceptions. They tested everything blind and it's just their pure first impressions. Is it vanilla forward?
No.
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 Yes, but in a very, very unusual way. It's like the lightest vanilla ever. Do you think this perfume is affordable, mid-range, or luxury?
Affordable.
I think it's affordable just because it's quite pungent.
Luxury.
Oh, you know what I think. I think it smells luxury. Is it suitable for the office?
No.
No.
No. And as much as I love it, and I love it, I can't discount for people who do not. It might be due to some of the ingredients like ambroxan. Some people find it warm, smooth, addictive like I do. Others, though, find it sharp, synthetic, and even headache-inducing. So If you're going to wear this around people, make sure you won't mind offending someone with your perfume choice, because this perfume kind of introduces itself. It won't go unnoticed. Which season does it belong to, if any?
Winter. None, really.
Don't wear it. Can I say that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. No, this is the worst.
Winter.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was referring to. When people dislike it, they really, really dislike it. But if you're like me, I think it's an all year rounder. Right, on to the notes and descriptions. Coconut.
No, I can't smell coconut.
No.
No.
Yes, I can smell coconut, like a fresh, just freshly opened coconut. Woody.
Yes.
Possibly, yes.
It smells woody, yeah.
Yeah, slightly woody. Musk.
Yes, it does.
No.
Yes.
Oh yes, loads of musk in here. Cucumber.
Yes, I can in the first one.
No.
No.
Yes, but only in the opening. Creamy or milky?
No.
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 It is like very, very lightly creamy. Spoiled ice cream.
No, I'd say not.
No.
No.
No. Sweat.
Yeah, does slightly.
Do you know, I got a bit of body odour at the beginning.
No.
So I have a friend who said it smells like a gym locker as well. That was on the blotter though. But there are ingredients in this perfume that your nose potentially can interpret as sweaty skin. I personally do not experience it that way, but I know that many people do. Gasoline.
Slightly.
No.
No.
No. Latex gloves.
No.
No.
No. Aquatic.
No.
No.
Maybe weirdly aquatic, yeah.
Maybe just a little smidge, yes. Powdery.
Yeah, it does a bit.
No.
No.
Shock, but I do not get powder at all. Instead, I experience it as fresh, skin-like, musky, but not powdery actually. Sharp chemicals.
No.
Yes.
No.
No, not me, no. I can't smell sharp chemicals. Right, so you already know I love it. But I haven't yet mentioned longevity. And this one is a beast. Freshly sprayed, it takes over the room in a second. You'll be the only thing anyone can smell.
Ooh, it's a formidable scent. It stings the nostrils.
After an hour, it softens into kind of this strong, sturdy presence, but even when you leave a room, a trace of it will linger behind for a bit. The first 3-4 hours are kind of the loudest, then it settles into a bit more intimate phase that easily lasts around 24 hours. Probably actually more. On clothes, it clings for days. So if you want to change perfumes, you probably need to do the laundry first. Opinions and positions.
Oh, I'll just put it there.
Number 10.
And this time I actually forgot the fresh ones. You can place them for now and I'll change them in a sec. Okay, so vanilla powder really does magic tricks on my brain. We know that. Sarah liked it too, so she thought it was one of the nicer ones and placed it in number 5. But Judy and Ulrich, they put it in the 10th place out of 9. That's how strongly they disagreed with its very existence.
Father, this evil must be destroyed!
And I even double checked actually. I wore vanilla powder on random days just to see if their reactions would change. So Ulrich spotted it immediately, every time, and stayed unimpressed. Judy didn't recognize it immediately, but, when I asked politely, well, what do you think about my perfume? She was kind of, oh yeah, it's not my cup of tea, so very British. Sarah, on the other hand, kept liking it, so no matter how much I've tried, their opinions stayed the same, which I thought is rather reassuring. And I'm putting it in the first place because for me, it's the winner of the whole lineup. I love it. And because it is my favorite, certain people will occasionally have to deal with my taste. Okay, so we're almost at the end, and next we have is Devotion by Dolce&Gabbana. Right, I got this one because, you know, it was mentioned online a lot as a very, very good vanilla, and it came second as the best woman's fragrance last year on Fragrantica. I mean, I had a choice between Goddess by Burberry and Devotion because Goddess came first and it also has vanilla in it, but the whole candied lemon plus panettone accord sounded so yummy that I went for Devotion and resisted the urge to stretch the line up to full 10 perfumes. Aren't you proud of me?
No.
Okay, let's look at it. This is a 30 milliliter bottle, Eau de Parfum, and I got it for £49. So price-wise, sits on the higher end of designer, but still below what most niche perfumes would charge for. The box is kind of just a cardboard box, nothing particularly interesting, just a bit of a print. It's all recyclable, so I'm not going to stop for long on that. And let's look at the bottle. The heaviest 30 milliliter bottle I've ever held. Very Dolce & Gabbana, bold, flashy, dripping in gold. There is something that reminds me of costume jewelry thing. So basically you either like their style or you don't, but they stick to their guns. And to be fair, it does feel expensive, and that's great, even if it's a little bit gaudy. Right, the official notes. Top note, candied lemon. Middle notes, panna cotta, orange blossom, and rum. Base note, vanilla. As far as note pyramids go, this one is simple and to the point. It's designed to emphasize just how gourmand it is supposed to be. It's meant to be like this Italian festivity in a bottle. Bright citrus on top, edible cake in the middle, vanilla warmth at the base, and in my opinion, it actually does exactly that. Though, like any other perfume, it has its fans and it has its haters, because some describe it as smelling like Italian lemon cake, panettone, or glazed pastries. Others, on the other hand, say it's too sweet and compare it to plastic dolls. I know, again, there is something about vanilla and plastic dolls. And also people compare it to synthetic lemon cleaner. I personally think it smells actually comforting and exactly as described, like an Italian bakery. But outside of testing, I actually don't really reach for it much. On me, to me, it reads a bit kind of vintagey, a bit too sweet, a bit suffocating maybe. But on a few occasions, I sprayed it around my kitchen because I kind of wanted this festive baking smell there, and I found out that it really goes with the smell of roasted chicken. It's not a joke, I actually did it, and it seriously is amazing together. Like the most Christmassy combination ever, like the roasted chicken and Devotion. Ta-da! Yeah, don't judge me. It's totally normal behavior.
This is not normal.
But let's see what my test subjects thought.
Non expert panel, non expert panel, non expert panel, non expert panel.
Does this perfume change between the initial spray and when it's had time to settle?
Not big, but there is a difference.
I mean, completely different again when it's first done.
No, they smell the same.
So I think on the first spray, it's kind of all candied lemon. Very bright and very sweet. But about after 10 minutes, when it settles, kind of it poof, and the candied lemon is not the main hero anymore. I mean, it doesn't disappear completely, but it's kind of nowhere near as bright. What you're left with is something that is, I think it's reminiscent of lemon drizzle cake with a lot of vanilla and butter in it. Is it masculine, feminine, or unisex?
Unisex.
Oh, this is definitely Smells of Roses. It is a female one.
Feminine.
I think it definitely leans feminine. Is it a gourmand perfume?
Yes.
No, it Smells of Roses.
Yes.
Oregon Sisters Roses, which at first I thought, well, that's miles off. But then, thinking about it a bit longer, I thought some roses do have that lemony, honeyed sweetness about them, and that is what his brain probably spotted. To me, though, it's super duper gourmand.
No, it Smells of Roses.
Is this perfume trendy, timeless, or vintage?
Trendy.
Timeless.
Trendy.
There is something vintage about it. I think of those vintage-looking patisseries in Italy that have a very traditional classical smell. Is it vanilla forward?
No.
It's not vanilla forward, but it is in the background.
No.
Well, only in the way baked goods are, but it's absolutely there. Do you think this perfume is affordable, mid-range or luxury?
Affordable.
I think this is, with the smell of roses makes it, I'd say that's probably quite high end.
Affordable.
I really struggle with this one. I don't know. I guess it's definitely not luxury for me, but I'm torn between mid-range and affordable. Right, I think I'll settle on mid-range. Yeah. Is it suitable for the office?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it's not an office-friendly one because it's quite a dense perfume and it has a good sillage. It might be a bit too much for your colleagues. Which season does it belong to, if any?
Spring.
Summer.
Oh, it's cold months because it's sweet, sticky, it's dense. Perfect for cold weather. Right, on to the notes and descriptions. Candied lemon.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, loads of it in the opening, like almost predominantly candied lemon in the opening, and then it melts in with the rest of the notes later on. Panna cotta.
No.
Possibly.
No.
So, panna cotta, sweetened, thickened cream, right? Yeah, I'd say, yeah. Lemon cake.
Yes.
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 Yes. Lemon cleaner.
No.
No.
Yes.
No from me, but Sarah did pick up a little bit of a cleaner quality in there, and plenty of people online say the same. So as much as I don't smell it, the lemon cleaner complaints are absolutely valid and prove that perfume really does play different on every nose. Limoncello.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. And I mean, it's all similar comparisons, but that's what is mostly mentioned in the reviews. Orange blossom.
Nope.
Yeah, it's got a blossomy smell to it.
Okay.
Yes.
It is somewhere there. Yeah, I'd say yes. Rum.
Yes.
No.
No.
Yes. You know why? Because it smells a bit like rum baba. Creamy or buttery?
No. No.
No.
No.
It smells of butter cooked in pastry. This, very rich brioche smell. Nutty.
Nope.
No.
No.
No. Cough syrup.
Nope.
No.
No.
No. Bitter.
Yes.
It's slightly acidic, so I'd say, okay, go with it.
Yes.
No, not really. Halitosis.
No. No, it doesn't.
No.
I did not come up with it. It's one of the reviews, as always. And it's 100% no from me. Old furniture.
No.
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 No, but it does have a vintage feel to me, so, caramel.
No.
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 Yes, it has this cooked sugar smell. Opinions and positions.
So I think I'd probably change that around. Put 2 there. And that there.
I think that's my second favourite.
Okay, so here's where I stand. It's nice. I get why it's loved, but it's not really my cup of tea. I never wear it, but occasionally I treat it as a room spray. And it's actually a testament to the fact that I do like it. It's just not my style. I really understand devotion in the way that it's comforting. It's one of the most gourmands out there. And it has a very, very good performance as well. It lasted almost the whole day on my skin, so around maybe 8-10 hours. And that's without reapplication, as it's supposed to, but it's impressive. And on close, it went well into the next day. Sillage is very strong in the first hour, then settles into moderate for a bit, maybe like a couple of hours, and intimate by the end of the day. Also, it does attract attention.
Attention, everyone!
I had quite a few compliments on this one. So while it is not me per se, I think it's a very, very, very good perfume. Okay, so Sarah placed it in the first place, in the reigning position. Ori gave it second place, and Judy placed it in number 4. As to me, I will place it in number 6, and I think overall it's an amazing performance. The last one we have here is Hypnotic Poison by Dior. This one got included because a lot of people online mentioned it as their all-time vanilla favorite. And I couldn't remember how it smells, so I was thinking, I wonder how much vanilla I would be able to detect in it, considering it's an old-fashioned perfume. It was created in 1998 as an Oriental vanilla and as part of Dior's legendary Poison family in Eau de Toilette form. I got here Eau de Parfum, which came out actually slightly later, much later, 2014. This is a 50 milliliters and I got it for £93, which sits kind of on a very expensive side of the designer perfume bracket. I think most of you have seen the packaging before and the bottles. So it's very much 90s, 2000s design. When I was small, I thought it's kind of the most glamorous bottle ever. This, poisoned apple design. And they still look very, very beautiful. Very Halloweeny, actually. The box for the price, though, is a bit sad looking, isn't it? Okay, so there are no note pyramids on the official website, which I think is a good thing. But what they do mention is the 3 main olfactory notes, which is jasmine, sambac, tonka bean, and vanilla. On Fragrantica, though, there is always a pyramid, so I will show you that too. Top notes: licorice and almond. Middle notes: jasmine, sambac, and orange blossom. Base notes: vanilla and tonka bean. So there's quite a difference, judging by description, between the Eau de Toilette and the Eau de Parfum. The EDP is richer, denser, meant to come across as, darker and creamier. So when people say they like Hypnotic Poison, you really need to check which one. Apparently, Hypnotic Poison is Adele's signature fragrance, but in her interview, there's no exactly mention of whether she uses EDT or EDP. Maybe she uses both, but I'd assume it's the EDT version since she started wearing it at 15 and the EDP only came out in 2014. Some very serious math went into this deduction, by the way. Also, I meant to get EDT and ordered EDP by mistake, so oopsie. But it's still vanilla and it makes sense to review it. Personally, I'm not a fan of these kind of perfumes. They're a bit old-fashioned, incensey, with a bitter edge to them and also somehow super sweet. I don't know, there's a very little in the way of positive associations when I smell it. It just smells to me like, one of those perfumes that loads of women wore in the 90s. And in my case, those women were very serious and quite often they were my teachers.
In this classroom, in this school, I am God!
And I wasn't a diligent student, so my core memory sound alerts like smelling Hypnotic Poisons like, woohoo, we're back in school. Maybe if I was hanging with Adele more often, I don't know, maybe I'd have more positive associations. Also, I can't narrow down on that vanilla, to be honest. I'm sure it's there, but it's kind of hiding from my olfactory eye. Alright, let's see what my panel thinks.
Non expert panel, non expert panel, non expert panel, non expert panel.
Does this perfume change between the initial spray and when it's had time to settle?
I prefer the first one you handed me.
Oh, again, that's so powerful when it's got the solvent.
No.
Yes, it is definitely much brighter in the beginning, has more of this licoricey, root beery smell to it. And then it settles down after 10-15 minutes into something much more heavy. Is it masculine, feminine, or unisex?
I think that's feminine.
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 Yeah, I feel the same, it's feminine. Because it's more vintage perfume, and back in the day that was considered a very feminine type of smell. Is it a gourmand perfume?
No, I don't.
No.
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 No. In my opinion, far from it. Is this perfume trendy, timeless, or vintage?
It's vintage.
Vintage.
Timeless.
Vintage. Is it vanilla forward?
Yeah, it's got vanilla in it, definitely.
No.
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 No, I struggle to smell it as a separate note because, there's a lot of other strong notes in this perfume. So I guess in this case, vanilla is a team player. Do you think this perfume is affordable, mid-range or luxury?
I think this is expensive.
Please tell me this is cheap, because I don't like it.
Affordable.
To be completely honest, I think if I was blind testing it for the first time, I would say affordable. Is it suitable for the office?
No.
Yep.
No. Just because it's quite heavy, I would say even relentless in its performance, and potentially can be irritating. Which season does it belong to, if any?
Oh, winter.
This is again winter one.
Spring, summer.
I think again, it's more of a colder months perfume. Onto the notes and descriptions. Powdery.
No.
Yes.
Yes, definitely. Overwhelmingly.
Yes, definitely powdery. White flowers.
Bit, yep.
Yeah, so cheap flowers.
Yes.
Maybe a smidge? Fruity.
No.
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 I can't say I would call it fruity, so no. Orange blossom.
Yes.
No.
No.
Again, I'm looking, but I'm not finding. Marzipan or almond?
Slightly.
No.
No.
It is slightly marzipan-y, but not in an edible way somehow. In Vanilla Sex, it's like full-on bitter almond, like cyanide smell, which would be quite appropriate here, by the way, as a connection to the name like poison. But yeah, I digress. This is more like an old dusty marzipan. Incense.
Slightly, yes.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, a bit of Indian incense.
Yeah, a hint.
Yes. Musk.
Yes.
Maybe I don't like musk. Maybe there is some musk in this and that's what I don't like.
No.
I don't know. I can't say it's a particularly musky perfume. It's more balsamic. Balsamic.
Slightly.
No.
No.
Yes. Licorice.
Yes.
No.
No.
Yes. Root beer.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Yes. Dr. Pepper.
Yep. Oh, Dr. Pepper smells a bit of marzipan.
Little bit.
A little like, it does smell a little like Dr. Pepper.
Yes, it has very similar notes, yes. Smoky.
No.
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 No. Rotten vanilla grandma.
Rotten vanilla grandma. Seriously.
Somebody read
I... No.
Yes.
No.
No. Just smells vintage. But Ulrich found the description he was looking for. Opinions and positions. List them all now. Okay, you place it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That is my second worst.
So we'll have to-
So I'm going to move all of these up one.
And this one you can place already, because there's no more to smell, so.
There we go.
Okay. Okay. So. I personally do not have much love for Hypnotic Poison. I get the root beer thing, but that's about the only positive I can cling to. I would wear it on Halloween though, so vintage, dark, slightly grating. The name of the design is spot on, so once a year it might come out, but otherwise it will be unloved on the shelf unless I sell it. Oh, actually I feel so sorry for it now. It's okay, we'll find you a better home after Halloween. Right, performance. It's very good. On me, it's around 12 hours. Few days on close, it's quite relentless. But mind you, I also do not get nose blind to Hypnotic Poison. If I find a smell irritating in any way, I do naturally notice it more. Sillage, big for the first couple of hours, then it's moderate for the rest of it, and You know, actually, generally, I believe that moderate performance is better for most life situations. Right, to rankings. Judy and Sarah both put it in second place, but then Judy upgraded it to first. By the way, it transpired Sarah used to wear Hypnotic Poison many years ago, but then she used the ADT version, so maybe that's why she didn't quite recognize it. As to Ulrich, he hated it slightly less than Vanilla Powder, so it's in the 8th spot. As to me, I'm a bit torn here. So I have Vanilla Cake and Hypnotic Poison. Both I do not wear at all, and I'm not sure which one's gonna go where. Okay, so Hypnotic Poison I would wear on Halloween, I guess, and Vanilla Cake I wouldn't wear at all. So we're gonna downgrade Vanilla Cake to the 8th place and put Hypnotic Poison into the 7th. Right, we are at the very end and we're gonna look at the overall score between us four, the panel and me. Okay, in the first place we have Vanilla 28. It's the overall favorite. Everyone liked it just enough for it to land in the first place. And thanks to this micro research here, I can now comfortably say it's a crowd pleaser. I would never say that any perfume is a safe blind buy, but it's definitely on the safer side. Second place, we have Devotion. Not everyone's number one, but it managed to charm almost everyone, so let's call it a popular kid on the block. In the third place, we have Hypnotic Poison. It had some wild swings there, so Judy and Sarah had it almost at the top. Ulrich and I had it near the bottom, and that tells you it's divisive, and it earned the title of Marmite Vanilla. In the fourth place, we have Vanilla Cake. Fifth, we have Mitsio Vanille. Sixth, Vanilla Milk. And seventh, Vanilla Fields. They unfortunately didn't manage to stir big enough feelings, so they mingle in the middle here. And in the very bottom, we have Vanilla Powder in the 8th place and Vanilla Sex in the dead last. So those two absolutely stirred some emotions, and I feel a bit sad for my favorite Vanilla Powder. I would rather it to be the most divisive than the most boring, so I'm kind of happy. And Vanilla Sex, well, that one actually brought a bit of harmony into our group. 4 noses, 1 verdict. It's below average, at least in this lineup. And time for the conclusion. And new regular section, priceless advice from Sushi. Today's tip: if your parents-in-law hate your favorite perfume, that's just a sign to wear it twice as often. You're welcome. And if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. And if you didn't, well, still like and subscribe, you know, good deed for the day and all that. And yeah, I'm gonna go have perfume to overspray.